Just like that, another week is gone. Welcome back to another show. In this show, I'm going to talk all about living more with less. Also, OCD. Is it organization? Is it something else? What's going on? My name is Marcus Smith. Thank you very much for coming back. I'm an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, extreme athlete and coach. This is my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I'll calm down a little bit. This is the second time, weekly reflection, something that I think is super important that we should all do. So I'm now doing my weekly reflection for you guys once a week here, 10 minutes and we're all done. But there's loads of learnings this week. I spoke earlier in the week on my Insta Live every day, Daily Dose, about my OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. What's that all about? Actually, it is a scientific, medical, mental disorder. Hopefully I don't have it as bad as that. However, there are a lot of things I do that I start to question myself. I can't order online without ordering two of something. In the cupboards, everything's in a line. And when I was researching it to see what it was really all about, what they talk about is double locking the door or going back and checking. Every night, I get upstairs, shower, into bed. Is the door locked? Yeah. But then, of course, I have to check it. Then we start this conversation, and I've had a lot of thoughts and reflections about this. Is it just a discipline? Is it organization? Are we just getting our shit in order? Or is it really OCD? For sure, some people suffer from it, get anxiety around it, and that's not ideal. And I empathize with those people. But for some people, actually, I think we could exercise some real organizational skills within our life. You could call it OCD, you could call it anally retentive. But this right now is a good time to get things in order. It's a good time to understand what actually should be in a line and what shouldn't. And by this, I mean different things. If you're struggling with working from home, you have to start to decide what's your home office and what's your living room. Same with the gym. Is your living room a gym or is it a living room? There needs to be a certain amount of organization going on, folks, if you're gonna have a clear mind, which right now, we really do need to make sure we have a clear mind. If your living room is Netflix and chill, your dining room, and your brand new gym, you need to start changing that around. Some of that stuff might need to go away, and there needs to click in and click out when the room is used for what thing. By that I mean, in the morning, get the kettlebells out, get the dumbbells out and do your workout. But then, in the afternoon, when you finish work, it can't still be there. That's organization. That's not really OCD, is it? That's just being organized. Move the dumbbells away and then you'll feel that you can relax. That is something that's super important. So my takeaway from that and the reflection that I've got is we're not all suffering from OCD, but some of us could perhaps have a little bit more order and a little bit more planning in our life. The benefit of that would be that our minds are a lot clearer and we can focus on what's important right now. I said this to a friend actually on a phone call last night, that when life is hectic, which for some of us it is right now, my workouts need to be quite simple, planned out, and I just get in, get them done, and get out. Simplicity wins. It's the same. We need less mental clutter, less physical clutter, and that leads me into the next point. Interesting article I read in the New York Times this week about department stores closing. The big ones, the Macy's, all of these things that are like household names, sadly are going into receivership. People are not shopping because people are staying at home. And I thought about this and tried to put a spin on it for how we can actually learn from what's going on. And questions I want to ask you and I want you guys to think about, I'm still thinking about them and I'm still reflecting on them, are all around our consumer habits. Are we buying things that we need or are we buying things that we want or think that we need? What's really going on? Does it matter what we wear? Does it matter that it's new, it's up to date, fast fashion, this kind of stuff? Do you really need to have the latest and greatest and newest and most flashy every 3, 4, 5 months? Or do those jeans actually last a couple of years? Is it because fashion is changing and we don't want to feel like we're not up with the times and keeping up with the neighbors? These are all the different things that I'm thinking about right now, and I want you guys to think about as well. It's super important. Will we go back to the malls? Will we be comfortable to go back to the malls? And if we are, will people be wearing masks and gloves and freak us out so we'll get out of there real quick? But do we need this consumerism? Is it important to us? Can we live more with less? Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to be going out and selling all of my stuff tomorrow or just giving it away to charity. A lot of stuff I need, but I think, and this is what I want you to do over the next few days, over the weekend, or in the week to come, is just look at what you've got and what you actually use from it. And it goes back to that other point that I was making about OCD and being organized and tidy. You don't have to have everything in a row. I remember once reading about David Beckham and all in his fridge and he couldn't go out unless his fridge was in a line. You probably don't need to get that serious. But really, there might be a lot of things, and that's why these 2 points are so interrelated. It's a bit crazy that I've thought about them in the same week and spoken about them in the same week. Really, is there clutter? Are you buying stuff just to get that dopamine hit, just to feel good that you're buying something? Or do we really, really need it? Do the brands that are marketing towards us, that are attacking us on various channels, be it social media, direct mailers, is there newspapers anymore? Do those brands, do we need them? That's what I want you guys to think about, and that's what I'm definitely thinking about right now. I'll roll with a policy. If I haven't used something for 6 months, and I don't think I'm going to use it in the next 6 months, I'll generally get rid of it, give it to charity, and I'll do that every 6 months. But still, sometimes I then go out and buy more stuff. James Altucher podcast. James Altucher actually went through a phase of living in Airbnbs, great podcast, went through a phase of living in Airbnbs, and he would have 10 items. If he wanted to buy a new item, he would have to get rid of the old item. Something definitely to think about. Again, if we're able to live more with less, there's less clutter and there's more time for focus. So this weekend, in the next few days, just have a look around, figure out what you really need, and start to think how your habits have changed due to the fact that we can't go to malls and due to the fact that, I don't know about anyone else, but I like ordering on Amazon, but I haven't even really been doing that much recently. So think about what you need and think about actually, and this is the deeper root of it, guys, what really makes you happy. I'm pretty sure that we can live super fulfilling lives with less, which in the long run could change a lot for us. It's been another awesome week. I've had a great time here in Dubai. I hope wherever you guys are, you've had a good week. I hope you're able to switch into weekend mode. I think that's something that's really important during this time, so everything doesn't just morph into one. And spend your time on the weekend enjoying yourself. Figure out what makes you happy, figure out what makes you relaxed, but please spend some time just thinking and reflecting about living more with less. Thanks a lot for coming over. Catch you next week.